Imagine this. You've landed in Mumbai for an important business meeting. Your cab driver asks where to, and you say Bandra Kurla complex. What follows is a very specific Mumbai experience of being close enough to see your destination, but still taking more than 10 minutes in the bumper-to-bumper traffic. I'm Lavanya, and in this episode of The Climate Brief, we are asking, how does BKC, which houses some of the biggest companies in India, run some of the most expensive businesses and is a hotspot for expensive real estate, move? "30 years ago, the area between Bandra and Kurla was just an empty marshland. In the 1970s, Bandra Kurla complex was conceptualized by the MMRDA to decongest the city and create a brand new commercial hub right in the center of Mumbai. And as you can see, it worked. Today, BKC is spread across 370 hectares and houses the NSE, ICICI Bank, Bank of America, JP Morgan, and foreign consulates. It has also become a cultural and lifestyle destination that houses NMACC and Geo World Drive, with premium residential towers coming up. It's even a part of the government's Mumbai Vision 2030 to make it a global financial hub. The BKC is just 4 square kilometers, but according to experts, this tiny stretch contributes nearly 4% of India's entire GDP. Now, for that massive of a complex, BKC sees 2 lakh daily commuters and 2 lakh as average footfall, which means over 4 lakh people enter and exit every single day. And this number is projected to grow. The Maharashtra government has designated BKC as a smart financial district, and by 2030, it is projected to overtake Nariman Point as Mumbai's most prominent commercial hub. Even in 2021, when office rents across Mumbai dropped by 8%, BKC's values stayed firm due to high demand. This means more offices, buildings, and, well, more people. So what happens when 4 lakh people come into this small area, all in the peak hours of morning and evening? We don't need to guess, because anyone who has been to BKC has experienced this already. Traffic. BKC, especially during peak hours in the morning and evening, moves at a speed that will make you question every life choice that brought you here. The speed of a car drops to under 7 kilometers per hour, which is slower than a bicycle. And this isn't on an occasional bad day. It's what BKC feels like every day. And there are 2 parts to this problem. First, there are simply too many cars in BKC. Over 20,000 cars try to enter BKC every single day within a roughly 2-hour window in the morning. That is an average of 167 cars per minute, nearly 3 cars per second, all pouring into a tiny 4 square kilometer area with just 3 entry points, and none of them built to handle the scale. And this is all quite out of character for Mumbai, right? If you look at all of Mumbai, cars account only for about 8 to 10% of all motorized trips. Historically, Mumbaikars have been proud of the fact that this city runs on its iconic suburban rails, buses, and metered autos. But in BKC, cars make up 10 to 15% of trips. 20,000 people come by car, 70,000 come by bus, 20,000 by auto, 30,000 by two-wheeler, and 30,000 on foot. So more than 85% of people coming to BKC are already on public transport. But the 15% people coming in cars, 20,000 cars, is enough to make the journey for everyone else longer. That is what turns the 11-minute journey into a 25-minute long one. On top of all of this, over 40,000 vehicles pass through BKC every day when it's not even their end destination. They are just cutting through, because BKC sits between the eastern and western suburbs, and they are adding to the already choked roads. This brings us to the second part of the problem that feeds into the car deluge as well. It's not that BKC is not connected by public transport. It's connected to Kurla on the central train line and Bandra on the western train line. Both stations are just 2-3 kilometers away. There are bus routes that come to BKC, and last year, BKC also got a metro line passing through it. All of this sounds amazing, right? And then you may say, "Phir problem kya hai?" Poor last mile connectivity. Though public transport infrastructure around BKC exists, it does not get people all the way to where they need to be. Their office, the restaurant, the embassy. And it's the last 1-2 kilometers between the station and the office where the real problem lies. Let's look at what's happening with public transport. We'll start with the metro. Take the Aqua Line station at BKC. It's fully underground, AC, and connects BKC to Cuff Parade in the south and RA in the north. But the main problem is that the station sits in F block of BKC, while most of the biggest offices are in G block, which is more than 2 kilometers away. There are no regular feeder buses. 2 kilometers would be a 30-minute walk, and it's not exactly comfortable in the hot and humid Mumbai weather without a shaded pathway. Train. BKC does connect to both Bandra and Kurla stations. The BKC Chunabadi connector flyover, which could cut the journey from Kurla meaningfully, does not allow two-wheelers and has made no provision for pedestrians. Walking to BKC from the Bandra station takes 35 minutes on a good day, which means navigating through the footpaths, which are disjointed, uneven, blocked by hawkers and parked vehicles, and again, there is no shade whatsoever. There was once a skywalk connecting Bandra station directly to BKC, built for 14 crore rupees, but that was torn down in 2021 to make way for a flyover and a metro line. However, a new skywalk opened in January 2026. While this gives relief to pedestrians, for the majority of commuters arriving by train as well, that last stretch remains a problem. Bus. There are best routes and an AC double-decker to the railway station, but frequency is low. Congestion makes wait times unpredictable, and the private charter buses have no designated parking inside BKC, so they end up occupying road space and end up adding to the congestion. So when the metro, the train, and the bus all leave people stranded for the last mile and walking is not really an option, most people have to depend on autos. And that is another big pain point. All over Mumbai, autos run on meters. It's an alien concept to cities like Bangalore and Delhi, but paying by the meter is the norm in Amchi, Mumbai. But BKC is an exception. Share autos do run from the station to BKC, but getting an auto at peak hours takes over 15 minutes. And when you finally find one, share autos charge 30 rupees per seat, meaning 90 or 100 rupees for a ride that should cost 36 on the meter. BKC also had a 9 to 13 kilometer cycling track built in 2011 at the cost of 60 crore rupees, which was dismantled in 2025 to build and add more motor vehicle lanes because it had been taken over by two-wheelers and autos and was never actually used for cycling. And all of this incentivizes more cars. In short, if you don't have a car, entering BKC forces you to pay whatever is being asked, wait however long it takes, and still be stuck in traffic that is caused mainly by the cars. And this is a reinforcing loop. Poor last mile connectivity forces people to drive, more cars on the roads means more traffic means buses and autos are stuck as well, which makes wait times even longer, which makes people even less likely to bother with public transport, which means more people drive. The traffic problem in BKC has been long recognized and the government has been trying to address it. In March, the Maharashtra government announced pod taxis, an 8.85 kilometer elevated driverless corridor connecting Bandra East and Kurla to BKC, providing first and last mile connectivity to both suburban rail and metro stations. And MMRDA is also considering a congestion fee on vehicles that spend 50 minutes or less in BKC to discourage cars that use it as a through route. But the immediate answer is not to have more infra or lanes, it is better use of what we already have. First, increase commuter buses from residential hubs directly into BKC. Each bus takes roughly 20 cars off the road. There should be frequent feeder buses between the metro station and BKC. This can close the last mile gap to metro or rail and allows for many people to travel at once without relying on their cars. And a dedicated hop-on, hop-off shuttle service with a flat fare within BKC could be a game changer. Then, of course, fix the footpaths. Many BKC offices are within 2 kilometers of a transit node, which is walkable if the path is safe, shaded, and continuous. Parking and congestion pricing. Parking in BKC costs 250 rupees per day when the real value of it is 2000 rupees. Since a single car takes 4 times the road space of a bus and produces 7 times the carbon dioxide, we need a congestion fee to promote carpooling. And this is actually something MMRDA is already planning. Here's something you can do. If you drive to BKC, ask yourself if there's a bus or metro you could take instead. And if you work at a company in BKC, you should push your HR team to subsidize metro passes and feeder bus passes rather than free parking.
If you work in or travel to BKC regularly, fill in the commute survey link to let us know how you commute. And if you have ever had an idea for how to fix BKC's mobility, the Reimagining BKC Innovation Challenge is an open call for exactly that. So go, put your ideas out there. And
subscribe to the Climate Brief for more such stories.